everyone, I'm Alexa Dunn, and today I come to you with bonus cat. This is PETA back here, and I decided instead of ousting him from his nap position, really he's awake, I thought I'd let him hang out while we talk about queries, because PETA wants to know too. He's a writer. Or really, he's a baker, right? Yes, he is named after PETA in the Hunger Games, because that is how YA baller I am. So what is a query? In short, it is a pitch for your book that you're going to send to an agent to get them interested in reading it. That's it. They're not as hard as you might think they are. There are formulas to follow, and after a little bit of research, reading, and practice, I promise that you too can crack the mystery of writing a great query. There he goes. This is just a short video giving you a basic introduction to queries. In other videos, I'm going to be going more in depth, everything from word count, best practices, things to avoid, etc. Consider this queries 101. Consider this queries 99. Other videos will be more like query 101, but this is the course you take before you take the course. All you need to know when you think about a query is the hook, the book, and the cook. Those are the three basic sections that you're going to have. The hook is short and sweet, and it's exactly what it sounds like. It's your book's hook. There are lots of different ways to write it, and I'll go into that in other videos. Next, you're going to go into the book, and again, it's exactly what it sounds like. What is your book in a nutshell? So what exactly should you say about the book? You want to open with character and work in subtle details of the world. Don't info dump too much about what's going on. Your query isn't the place for backstory or a list of vocabulary words. You want to give the agent just enough of a taste of your setup, your world, and your character to make them interested. Don't bog down your query with a bunch of side characters. You don't even have to mention the love interest unless you want to. Typically, it's when you have a romance plot that ties into your main hook is where you want to mention a love interest. Also want to mention a villain or an antagonist in your query, but you don't even have to mention them by name. Too many characters or proper nouns in a query are going to bog it down and make an agent's eyes glaze over. Once you've lost their attention, you've lost them. So you want to have a short, sweet query that gets right to the point. And finally, you're going to talk about the cook. That's you. In terms of ratio, the hook is going to be short, the bulk of your query is going to be the book, and the cook is going to be a short, few sentences paragraph. Agents want to know what your book is and why they should read it. While a few sentences about who you are as the author is important in a query, it's the least important part of the query. Agents don't want to hear 4 paragraphs about who you are, where you've been in life, and why you were inspired to write this book. The cook portion is to let the agent know if you have any particularly relevant experience to writing books. So that could be a writing-related degree, or a course that you took, a professional organization that you're a member of, such as the RWA or the SCBWI, but it is not the focus of your query. Another query formula that I love to share, and it's really the basic query formula, and it folds nicely into the hook, the book, and the cook, like a cake, or like cake batter, is character, conflict, and stakes. Keep these things in mind when you're writing your query. Who is your main character? What do they want? What is standing in their way? And what happens if they don't get it or if they fail? These are the things you want to get across to an agent so that you make them care. That's the job of your query. You want to get them excited for your book, and you want to make them care about your main character and the situation that they are in. Think about back cover copy. Pick up a book from your bookshelf that you love and read the copy on the flap. That copy is what gets you interested in opening the book and turning the pages. Your query should operate like back cover copy. But note, back cover copy doesn't spoil the whole plot of the book. It's a tease. At best, you're going to cover the first third of your book, usually up to possibly the midpoint. But if you can write a clean and engaging query that takes the agent up to your inciting incident, even better. The less you give away, the more the agent will be surprised when they read. Probably the number one thing that I see writers do wrong with their first query drafts is they don't have conflict and stakes. Or if they have conflict, the stakes aren't there. You know, it's not enough to say what horrible things are happening to your character or in your narrative. We have to know why they matter. Often I see life or death stakes, and while death is the ultimate stake, your character will die if something doesn't happen or the world will end, it's a bit overblown. If you can, think about personal stakes. What are the things that truly matter and are precious to your main character, and how does the conflict introduce personal stakes for them? It could be losing someone that they love, losing a piece of themselves, and indeed, it could be that their life is in danger. But you have to find a way to portray those stakes in a way that isn't cheesy or overdone. Now about the hook. I know what some of you might be thinking. I know, I'm going to start with a rhetorical question. That'll catch their attention right away. No, don't do it. Never open with a rhetorical question. It is a huge pet peeve that agents have, and too often the answer to the question might not be the one that you want. If an agent can read an opening question and go, no, you've already lost them. So never open a query with a question. I'm going to read some samples of amazing queries in a future video. There's going to be a whole video of that. But just as an example, I'm going to read some back cover copy that could totally work as a successful query. It is Cinder by Marissa Meyer. Listen to this. 16-year-old Cinder is considered a technological mistake by most of society and a burden by her stepmother. Being cyborg does have its benefits, though. Cinder's brain interface has given her an uncanny ability to fix things. Robots, hovers, her own malfunctioning parts, making her the best mechanic in New Beijing. This reputation brings Prince Kai himself to her weekly market booth, needing her to repair a broken android before the annual ball. He jokingly calls it a matter of national security, but Cinder suspects it's more serious than he's letting on. Although eager to impress the prince, Cinder's intentions are derailed when her younger stepsister and only human friend is infected with the fatal plague that's been devastating Earth for a decade. Blaming Cinder for her daughter's illness, Cinder's stepmother volunteers her body for plague research, an honor that no one has survived. But it doesn't take long for the scientists to discover something unusual about their new guinea pig, something others would kill for. Now, this is a bit long to be a query and does include a few extraneous details I wouldn't necessarily include, such as Prince Kai's quote at the market, but that gives you a really good taste of how a few short paragraphs that only lead up to the inciting incident can really make you want to read a book. So that's it. Query basics in a nutshell. Don't forget, you want the hook, the book, and the cook, character, conflict, and stakes. Don't forget to make the agent care. You can work in subtle world-building details and character details, but don't go overboard. Your query is not a synopsis, it's not a book summary, it's a taste. I hope you enjoyed this overview. If you did, subscribe. Join me for my next query video, which is going to be the deep dive into best practices. Have a great day. Bye.